Hi friends, it's Laura. Welcome back to my channel. Happy Wednesday. It's haul video day. Very excited. I had to go to 3 different stores to get this haul for you, so I hope that you like it. If you're new here, hi, welcome. My name is Laura. I sell women's vintage clothing online on sites like Etsy, eBay, Depop, and also Whatnot, which is a live auction selling platform. I come here to YouTube every single week. I do haul videos for you. I tell you what I sold and how much I sold it for. And on Mondays, I kind of ramble aimlessly at you, sometimes about a reseller related topic, vintage clothing topic. Sometimes it's about cats. Sometimes it's about the fact that my brain's not working properly. Today, we're doing a haul. Yay. Like I said, I had to go to 3 different stores to get this. Every week I go to the thrift. You know this if you've ever watched me before. I'm going to say it again anyway. I have to get 30 new items every single week to get into my Whatnot show. So that's always my primary goal when I'm sourcing. There's definitely times I come across stuff that I only want to put on Etsy or eBay because it'll sell for a higher price than I'm going to be able to get on Whatnot. So I have a really large backlog of inventory waiting to be put on Etsy and eBay. But I struggle to get enough to put on Whatnot every single week. And today was no different. So I went to my regular thrift. I got a decent amount of stuff, but it's not enough. So then I had to stop at a couple other places. So I'll start off with my little local thrift guy. He used to run the Salvation Army that is very near us, was very near us. And when that burned down, they did not put him anywhere else because they're ridiculous. He's such a good manager. Anyway, he opened his own place and we go there, and I went there today. So first I got this flannel shirt. Well, there's no tag in this or anything. I couldn't swear by the decade, but it looks old to me. And I'll show you like some close-ups and stuff. It is missing 3 buttons, which I just realized when I got home because on it, as usual, this is kind of what the collar looks like if it had a button for me to button it all the way up. This is what the fabric looks like. So if you're like a vintage person, if you're familiar with vintage clothing, like, do you agree? Like this just looks older, right? I would put this at like 70s, maybe early 80s. It's missing 2 buttons here. It's missing another button here. So this also has it has like a couple little moth holes. I don't even know if you'll be able to see. Oh yeah, there it is. You can see it right here. So, but I thought this was kind of a fun, grungy kind of shirt. This was $3.50. Because it's missing 722 buttons, I am probably not putting this in tomorrow's Whatnot show. It'll go in some pile for me to repair because that pile wasn't fucking big enough. But anyway, there we are. So glad I got myself some additional work to do. That was great. All right. Second item that I got at my local thrift guy is this thing. I had mixed feelings about it, but I got it anyway. It's this red lace, stretchy mock neck, as you can see, bodysuit, very stretchy. It's like this 90s kind of lace, this stuff, Here's the tag, Tender Secrets. And I despise bodysuits because they are not comfortable, but I also have a long torso. I know other people really like them. I was like, okay, let me get it. I debated. It was $5 for me, which was honestly a little more than I like to spend for something that I'm like so unsure about, but apparently I'm hurting for inventory, so I got it. But the third item that I got from him, I'm very excited about. Let's just hope that the universe was smiling down on me and it did not have me miss some massive flaw because I really didn't look this thing over at all. This is a 2-piece set. It's a dress and a little jacket, and I will show you the jacket first. So here's the little jacket. I love the print. This is very pretty. And as you can see, Laura Ashley. Yay, we love that. And this is US size 10, made in Great Britain, which is a good sign for vintage. It's just really cute little cropped bolero jacket. And then the dress, let's see. The dress I did not look over at all. All right, here we go. Little strapless cutie patootie. Isn't that pretty? Laura Ashley's always pretty. It's gorgeous. And oh, the hem is cute too. It's got like just a little doubled up hem. Like not a huge design element, but it matches this. It's really cute. I love this. And this little 2-piece set cost me $10. So I would like to hold the 2-piece set off for a Whatnot specialty show that I'm doing at the end of February, just like an 80s and 90s themed, but we'll see what's going on, right? Like, and even that red lace mock neck thing, that could be for that show too, but we'll see if I have enough inventory for tomorrow's show. We'll worry about the end of February, closer to the end of February, right? Next, we're going to move on to the second location that I went shopping at. This is an Aldi's receipt that I don't need. I went to my Unique, which is like Savers or Value Village. I've been avoiding this place for a while, but sometimes when I'm desperate, I'll stop. It's on the way home. And there's been a couple of occasions recently where I haven't gotten a bunch of stuff, but I've gotten a couple of good pieces. Today was also a couple of good pieces. So I'll start off with this. You're going to look at this and be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I don't know. This is just like a 70s era leather bag. It's like a little... It's lived a life, we'll say, right? But I think that that's part of the appeal, in my opinion. It's definitely got like wear to it, but no real flaws, right? Like there's no, I don't know, holes or anything. Like it's got like some of this going on here, but like, look at that. I think that's pretty cool. And so it was marked at $6.50. I paid $5.19 for it. So I think that's pretty good. I'll be able to list this at $15 on Whatnot. And I think it's like a pretty cool like hippie bag, and it's a nice size, which I also like. And it's got a little zipper pocket. So that's cool. So not bad. That's number one. All right. Oh, that's right. A couple of these things, I pulled a couple things, not necessarily for Whatnot. So first is this thermal shirt. I don't really know how old this is maybe 80s, 90s. It's not super old. This one was not on sale. It was $3.29. There's the tag. And I did not. Okay, it's a 50-50 poly cotton blend. The reason I picked this up, number one, I like the color. I like old thermal shirts. I have this project that I never work on where I take thermal shirts. I want to embellish them. If you're familiar with like the Free People thermals, Free People has this like style of thermal shirt that they've been doing for years. I don't know if they still do it because I haven't paid any attention, but they had like these embellished cuffs and sometimes like really great like lower necklines and stuff like that. They're really cool. And I wanted to do kind of my own versions of them. So I always pick up little thermal shirts that I want to dye a different color or whatever. This one's already kind of a neat color. And then can I embellish it somehow? I haven't done a whole lot with any of these thermal shirts that I've gotten except for dye them. And that's it. One of them I sewed a couple of little things on, but like it's far from being what I want. So anyway, that's what that's for. And then the second thing, I think I said that was $3 and change. I forget. Then there's this, just a plain white t-shirt, but it's a vintage Stedman and it's like super thick. That's the wooden hanger that I just dropped on the floor. Single seam stitching. This is like an undershirt t-shirt. There's the tag. And this I will also end up dyeing some kind of color, will most likely just be for me. I like that it's a V-neck. It'd be super fun to like embellish somehow, whether I do some kind of embroidery or something, but just like a thin vintage t-shirt. So I thought that was really cool. This one, it was marked $3.29, but let's see. I didn't pay $3.29. I paid $1.64. So perfect. Love it. All right, next up is this cute little, most of these things are not necessarily for Whatnot tomorrow, but this is a little 90s floral rayon mini dress. It's cute. I love the 90s rayon floral stuff, but this print, like this is just pretty basic for this type of print, I think. Like a little bit of a flutter sleeve. It's a very cute little dress. It is new old stock. Perfect. And this was, I don't want to do math, so I'm so sorry. This was $6.49 for me. It was 50% off. So this is a buy or two. And this I might hold off for like a spring show. I have a bunch of inventory that I'm like waiting until springtime to do because they're just, shorts and little rompers and stuff like that. If I get too desperate, I may dip into that to put into my Whatnot show tomorrow or whatever, who knows, sometime before spring. Next up is another little springtime piece. This one's a little bit cuter, I think. This is a 90s floral rayon. Romper. This is really cute. I love the gold floral. And this one's by Rampage. There we go. Whoop. And it was not that much money because I'm not on crack. But it was, I think that was 50% off. Yeah, it was $7.99, $8, which is like the higher end of what I would normally pay for something like this. Because again, I'm going to sell it probably for starting at 15 bucks on whatnot. So that was really cute. And it's got like a cute little corset tie back. I love that kind of stuff. So that'll be fun. And then the final thing that I got at Unique, this is ridiculous. This is going in tomorrow's show. Let's see. These are white lace pants. And probably like, they're just very, they're like not high-end pants. This is the brand, Sense, back zip. So, and these were, what were they? I think these were only 25% off. $10.50. Yeah, so I paid $7.87 for these. Also, I don't think I'll be able to model these. We'll see. They're marked size large, but probably like a junior's large, which maybe. We'll see what happens. Okay, so those were locations 2 and 3. Get that bag out of the way. Now we're going to move on to location number 1, which is my regular thrift store that I go to every single week. I will say that while I was not happy with the number of items that I got, I did find some really cute stuff. So let's get into it. This, and there's another. Okay, these two are not for you. Move those off to the side. Let me get a sip of this. A little bit of caffeine. Okay. So we have another leather bag, similar to the first one where it's like lived a life, you know? So I thought this one was really cool. This could have been like some sort of like man purse. I don't know, but I like that it's a little bit longer. We have this zipper here on the side. We have this little pocket flap here with going on, and then another zipper pocket here. And then, wow, we actually have 2 zipper pockets in the back. This is interesting. So we've got this one here. Let's see. Yeah, and then this one here. And then, yeah, so a lot of, probably like a travel, kind of put your passport and all that kind of junk in. It's really soft leather. If you are a hardware junkie, there's one of the zipper pulls. They're kind of cool. This was $8. It was not on sale, but I thought it was a really cool bag. Look at that. Got that little clasp. All right, that's nifty. Nifty. Yeah, I thought that was cool. So anyway, $8 for that. All right. That'll go on whatnot. Next, this thing is really cool. I like this a lot. Let me get it on the hanger. I feel like I'm not super like on for y'all today. For my hair though, I was going to put it, oh, I'm sorry. I was going to put it back in a barrette and that didn't look right either. I'm like very Gilda Radner today. I hate this is like essentially day 1 of the hair. For some reason, even though like I don't actually like I don't use shampoo when I wash my hair. I just use conditioner and it still gets this like very frizzy looking, you know, like it takes a few days for like the natural oils in my hair. And now I have a knot. Oh my God. Anyway, I'm not happy with my hair right now. I never am on day 1. I don't like it. Moving along. I'm sorry. Honestly, I've been doing pretty well so far in this video. What is in this shirt? There's like a pin in this shirt that I better take out now before I totally forget. Ooh. Just like a little straight pin. I don't know what that's doing in there. Okay. All right, let's do this shirt. Do this shirt and I'll try and get my brain together for you. Stars. It's a bunch of stars. It's very cool. And here's the thing for me, right? So I saw the shirt on the rack and I was like, okay, whatever, right? Like, I think it's cool, but there's so much fast fashion garbage and everything that I don't trust anything anymore. So it's like, yeah, the print's cool, but like, I don't trust it. And then I see that it's got this like zipper and it's like this mock neck back of the neck zipper. And I was like, oh, because I know then that means it's old. And I mean, of course, could somebody put a zipper at the back of the neck today? Of course they could. They won't. They're not doing it. But anyway, so I don't think there's any tags in this, but it doesn't matter. Because again, if you are like a vintage lover, you're going to know the hallmark signs, right? And I'm going to point them out to you. But if you're not like familiar with vintage, that means that you have to trust me. And I understand if you don't trust sellers, because so many sellers are out there like selling things as vintage that are not vintage. But if you know, you know. And I can't find any tags. There are none. So let's see. How much was this, Laura? This was $2. So I don't know what I'm trying to show you. I think I'll just show you the zipper. I think it's Talon. No, it's not. I don't know who it is. I can't get the light to shine and I'm old and can't see things anymore. But, you know, one of those kind of zippers. It's cute. Anyway, very cool, like super lightweight, probably polyester or nylon. It's got some stretch to it. Really cool. Very excited about that. Okay. Next up is another shirt that for some reason has no fucking tag. Let's get it turned right side out. But again, it just kind of looks like it's, you know, 70s-ish. All right. So here it is, little nylon, cute little print, just floral, you know. Here's the collar, little daggery looking situation. Was there a tag once upon a time? Yeah, I think so. You can barely see the remnants of it in there. So, and I know it's what you're like, why are you showing me where the tag was? The reason that I do that sometimes is because even stuff like that, you know, it's not like 100% like this is what a tag, this is how a tag would have been sewn in the 70s, but there are a lot of differences. Like there are later pieces where you'll see like a tag that was cut out where let's say it's like a long skinny rectangle and it's sewn on either end and it'll just be kind of cut out on the sides and there's like a little remnant there. And that's usually not going to be, that's going to be like 90s-ish era, maybe a little bit later. So showing the remnant here, like this particular one is difficult because you can't really see a whole lot, but you know, the way that it's sewn into the collar and not just sewn on the shirt, sometimes you could tell that the remnant is a paper tag or a fabric tag. Sometimes you can see a little embroidery. So that's why I show that stuff. I know that it seems ridiculous, but you know, the more you look at vintage, the more some of these things have some level of importance, you know, because also this particular shirt, like this is the construction on the inside. So that's not really telling me a whole lot. The feel of the fabric, of course, helps, but you can't feel it. The people online can't feel it. You know, buttons, whatever. Sometimes they're just buttons. Sometimes they look helpful. So, you know, that's why I show all this weird stuff sometimes because I find it helpful. And so then I show it in case you do as well. This shirt was $2. Okay. Y'all are like, Laura, you know what I would find helpful? Is if you would move it along and just show the stuff. All right. This is, I think, a little mini dress. I'm going to be honest. Mostly I bought this because I like the tag. Okay. Here it is. I mean, maybe it's a shirt, but I feel like it's a little too long. I feel like this is supposed to be a mini dress. And obviously it's like a very straight sort of like loose fitting, but I think it'll be cute. It's very stretchy as I yank it off the hanger. That was useful. But that's the tag. Look how cute that is. Modern Juniors. And the colors are really cute as well. This was $2.50. And again, this is that kind of fabric, like if you touch it, you can tell that it's older also, although here we have the tag to help us out quite a bit, but you know, that's me breaking some seams. Stretchy stretch. Okay, let's see, next. Next up is this. Let's see, this is a blouse. I admit that I probably kind of got this a little bit out of desperation because I didn't feel like I had enough stuff. I do think it's cute, but it's also sort of along the lines of secretary blousey type of stuff. And, you know, I've been feeling a little inundated with some of that. So how does this work? Okay, that's what's going on. So this is a blouse. This would be tied at the neck. It's like also a very lightweight polyester, nylon or polyester. This is what the print looks like. It's very cool. It's super lightweight and thin. The way that this goes on, it's got a zipper at the back of the neck, and then it has this tie, but you can see how the tie is sewn on, so it comes around front. Where are you? What am I doing? Oh, there. Okay. So it comes around front. So it zips at the back, and then these two sides come around front. It already has the neck layer, and then you tie it however you feel like tying it. So that was really cute. And I'll show you the tag because we love the tag all the time. This is Wayne Rogers, which can be a brand that does really well. I don't think this particular blouse is anything that's like super, that's going to sell for tons of money. And this was $2. So can't lose. There you go. All right, let's see. Next is this sweater. This is another one where, like, I think it's kind of cute. I probably wouldn't have picked it up if I didn't like really need inventory, but also I think that like somebody's going to think it's really cute. That's how that all goes, right? This is like a super dark purple and white, obviously. So I don't know if this is new old stuff. I mean, I guess maybe it is. I don't know what they covered up here. Now I'm curious. Purple, white. Yeah, I guess maybe this was like a sample type of situation because it's got this tag attached to the bottom. On the back, it's got 3 different color schemes. This is obviously the purple and white. Then there was also berry or black and white. And then it's got all these price, $41.40. It's got some sort of company here they've got black tape over, so I can't see what that is. The tag on the inside, look at how pretty that is. I love that one. So it's acrylic, and this cost me, it was marked $8, but it was 50% off, so I paid $4. And I actually did have another 20% off today that I forgot to tell you about, whatever. So all these prices were a little bit less than what I'm telling you anyway because of the additional 20% off because of my rewards points. All right, next up is just a little pair of Lee cutoffs, 80s acid wash. Nice, look at that. And Lee, these are a little bit on the smaller side. The reason that I picked them up, I mean, besides like I happen to like denim cutoffs, but here's the inside tag. It's the older paper tag, 30 by 34. And then you've got that little union situation on the back there. This was $4. I don't know if I'm going to hold this off for the springtime show. Probably that's my intention because, I really like denim cutoffs. I've been picking them up in the past, I don't know, year or so. Like last summer, I felt like I had a few pair that didn't really go anywhere. Took a long time to sell them. But also they were all pretty small. I mean, these are kind of small as well. I probably won't be able to get these on. So who knows what'll happen with that. But I thought they were cute and they weren't that expensive. So it was cool. All right, next up, this is another piece that I was kind of on the fence about just because it's a little more modern than what I like to do. This is a little more 90s, maybe Y2K. I'm not positive. But I thought it was kind of neat. It's black and gold. This is very stretchy fabric. And it's a jumpsuit. I do think it's going to be a little bit of a, hold on, please. A little bit more of a tapered leg. So it's not like really flared. It has a belt. I realize I'm all covering myself up here. Here's the tag. So it's got that J, but then the tag behind it is paper, which was the important part for me. The J, I guess it's a U. It says Uptown. Looks like a J to me. This was $8. Not on sale. Again, 20% off of that, but also a little more than I would want to pay for something like this. But I think it is neat. I love jumpsuits, and it is kind of like fun with the black and gold. So if it doesn't do well in my regular Whatnot show, I can include it in the like 80s, 90s show. That might be, I don't know if that's 90s or like Y2K, but we'll throw it in there. It'll be fun. It's like got a disco feel to it, So speaking of a disco feel, I also picked up this little number. All right. I don't know how this goes right now. Which side is in the front? I think this is the front. Black and gold, like lame type of fabric. I think the silhouette of this is really, I don't want to say interesting or unique, odd. Like, I feel like it's kind of like 70s fabric, but this silhouette is, you know, a little different. This has a zipper up the back. Do we have a tag on the inside? No, there's no tag. There's just a remnant though. And it does look like a paper remnant on the side. This is what the zipper looks like. Nothing noteworthy. And this was $3. So I think, you know, it was a pretty, maybe it'll look like, I know I don't sound very excited about it. I just think it's like, I can't figure it out. I think it's sort of what it is. It's a little weird to me, but maybe it'll look really cute once I have it on. So we'll see how that goes. All right, let's see. Sorry for the coughing. All right, next are these guys. Let me take a little sippy sip here. I've been talking to you for 25 minutes already. Look at this ridiculous hair. Okay. I don't think that helped, but whatever. I think these are really cool. Black velvet. They're kind of cigarette pants. They are high-waisted. I think cigarette pants are sometimes a little bit slimmer than this. These are capris for sure. And they have the zipper up the back. Metal zipper up the back. And then look at that tag. How sexy is that? So these are really adorable. These were $3. So, and I think they're maybe like a size small, which is kind of I'm impressed that it's not a 23-inch waist. Let's put it that way. So that's cool. Happy about that. All right, let's see. What is this thing? Oh, this is cute. This is silly, but it's cute. This is like probably a Y2K era piece, but I thought it was adorable. It's just a little skirt. It looks like a little peasant-y kind of skirt. I like the print. It's got this like thin little elastic waist. This is the tag for it. I don't know what that even says. And you can see this paper guy under here. What does that say? Joe Ben Bossett. This was $1.50 and it's just cute. I'll put this up on Whatnot for like 10 bucks. I think it's adorable. Maybe a candidate for the springtime show. It's a very like springy kind of weight to the fabric, but of course I need to fill up the show for tomorrow. So that's the priority. Next up are two things that are not going on Whatnot. These are eBay bound. First is this little Victoria's Secret piece. This is a Y2K era garter. And if you lived through the Y2K era Victoria's Secret timeline, you probably recognize this lace. It was very commonly used. There were a lot of bras and panties that had this lace. I haven't seen the garter belt before. I don't know that this is going to be like some $85 thing. I think it's probably going to be like 20, 25 bucks maybe. But it's new with tags. And this is the tag, Victoria's Secret, that little pink guy. The date code on these is, I think it's just 2000. You're not going to be able to focus it, I don't think, but down there at the bottom, yeah, that's not going to focus, girl. Probably not. Okay, anyway, 2000. These originally sold for $28, this little gartery situation. So I thought that was cute. I paid $1 for this, so yay for me. And then the second item that I picked up, what's happening here? This is a bra by Ungaro, and I think it's really pretty. Underwire, unlined, just nice soft nylon. It's got this like neat little fabric wrapped center, which I thought was cool. And here is the tag, Ungaro lingerie. So that's cool. And this was marked at $5, so I paid $2.50. So that's not bad. Those are both eBay bound. All right, let's see. What else do we got here? We got this. Oh, don't you fall, hanger. You guys, I want to save. Oh, you're neat. Let's do you. Let's see. I got to find. Hold on. There we go. So this is a little two-piece situation. It's made by, I want to say Gilead. Yeah, Gilead, which does like lingerie and I think some swimwear. I believe this is, I don't know, I was going to say a swimsuit cover-up thing, but this is the top. So maybe it was like sort of loungewear-ish. This is a little bandeau top. I'm not going to be able to hold it up properly for you, but you know, you get it. Like a little one of those guys. So that's cute. I can't, what am I trying to do here? You know, you get it. Just pulls on. It's all elasticized. And this doesn't have any kind of tag. Interesting. And then it has this little top that goes with it. And then it ties at the waist. It's got an elasticized waist. It's got, look at these cute buttons. So that, I thought that was really cute. Little tropical set, like cabana. I would imagine that at some point it had some kind of bottoms that went with it as well. That wasn't with the set, unfortunately. Here's the tag. Love that. And you can see the set was marked at $5, but it was 50% off, so $2.50. So that's not bad. And I'll probably just stick it in my regular Whatnot show, but this would definitely be great in the springtime show as well. So if it doesn't sell before then, it will eventually be in the springtime show, whenever that's going to be. So, all right, let's see. This thing is cool. Let's do this one. This is like an 80s house coat. So I feel like there's two terms that maybe get interchanged a lot. House coat and house dress. To me, and I believe this is kind of what the intent is, a house coat is more along the lines of pajamas, right? Like it's like sort of a robe, maybe could be worn like in lieu of a nightgown. Like you wouldn't actually wear it to bed necessarily, but you put it on over your pajamas or whatever. And then a house dress is the actual item of clothing you get dressed in, but like it's a really kind of a low-key dress that you're like just putzing around the house in, you know, like a little 50s cotton house dress where you're like being an adorable housewife, but cleaning, but you're in a dress, that kind of thing. This is a house coat. So this is like an 80s era, very loose and flowy, moo-esque. We got pockets here. What I love about it, it's got fucking shoulder pads. And then this long sleeves, a little bit of a band collar there. Amazing. There's no belt, never was a belt, but I think it's fantastic. Like it's just really, it's so much fun. I love the puff sleeves. It really makes it. That's the tag. Look at that structure to that shoulder. It's ridiculous. Mark size large. This was $6. It was not on sale. This was new to the floor. It was crazy today. The thrift store today had so much new inventory coming out. They had racks and racks and racks of new inventory, but none of it, very little of it was vintage stuff. Like it was very disappointing because there were so many racks and so few options for me. All right, let's see. Hold on this. Okay. Oh, I forgot about that little cutie. All right, now I'm down to like the last little stretch and it's all good stuff because you know I like to save the good stuff for you. Let me show you this one. This is like one of the least exciting of the good stuff pieces in my opinion. So there's this, it's just a little cardigan sweater. It's like a zip front, very basic, you know, but here's the tag. Love it. Tag makes me so happy. This was $3. So yay. Got a nice little zip front. It's very soft. It's nice. So I think that'll be cute. And then there's this. This blouse was really a surprise because this is like a 50s era blouse and I really did not see other 50s era pieces today. That's not usually how it goes down, and this is really pretty, I think. Let me get this on a hanger for you so you can get the full effect. Okay. Look at this pretty little lady. So it's got these little trio clusters for the buttons, little sheer peplumy thing down there, sheer sleeves. That's the pretty little collar. This is the back. And there is a tag here. The tag is so cute. Look at that. I love it. And this was $6. It was new on the rack, but I was very excited about that one. Very happy to pay that. This does look like it needs a soak. You can see it's like more yellowed there. So because I am a little desperado for inventory, there's a good chance I'm going to list this as is. If it doesn't sell, let's all pray that I remember to soak it before next week's show. A lot of the times I crash out after all my shows and I don't remember to go back and do that. And then by the time the next week's show comes, I'm like, oh, that's right. I meant to soak this beforehand. Anyway, I also forgot I picked up these. I don't know if I'm going to list them for sale or not, or keep them. They're so giant. I don't know if they're so giant on me. I actually just bought a pair of giant, like 70s similar sunglasses from Fluent Vintage, Mary with Fluent Vintage. So I actually was wearing those today. And then I saw these at the thrift. I was like, oh my God. But I kind of feel like these are a little bit too big for me. I don't know. Anyway, I'll probably list them for sale because why not, right? The ones that I got from Mary, I like the look of better. But the arms on the ones I got from Mary are really tight against my head. Like, I wonder if there's a way for me to like kind of bend them open a little bit more because they're very tight against my head. These are more comfortable, but I don't like the way these look as much on me, I don't think. I don't know. Maybe if my hair was like less Gilda, I would like it better. I don't know. Anyway, $3 for these. I don't know if they were on sale because I don't remember with accessories what the pricing structure is for accessories. All right, next. I will show you this dress next because this is cool. This was also on the new to come out rack. This was $8, and I'll show you the tag before I stick it on the hanger. So this is Tori Richard, and it says for the holiday shops. Look at this little paper tag. This is so cool. Look at that, baby. And then here's the little talon zipper. Nylon talon zipper. And it's like midi to maxi length bark cloth Hawaiian style dress. So that's cool. Not the color scheme that I usually go for, but I know somebody will go for that. People will love this. And Tori Richard is like a good brand, can sell for a lot of money. So that'll go up on Whatnot. Like I said, this was $8 for me. I might list that on Whatnot starting at $20. So let's see. And all right, let's see. So next up, I've got 3 items left. I'm very excited about all of them. I'm going to try not to use the hanger for this because it'll be a pain. First up is this. Look at that sexy little thing. Nice and stretchy. This is another one that kind of came from whatever this sample situation was. So this one, something combo. I can't read that. One of them says purple. I can't read what the other 2 are. And then you got that same blackout situation. $51. Like, how old was this? Because here's the thing. Does this have a tag? I don't think this one has a tag in it. Again, you can kind of feel it. You could tell that it was older, but like $51 for this sweater. Oh, there's the tag. Oh, it's so cute. Like, that seems like a lot of money. You know, for like, what is this, 60s, you know, $51. Like $51 is like a moderate amount of money for a sweater today, right? Like, it's not high, but it's like it's not cheap. Anyway, I think this is amazing. You will not have to pay $51 for this. This cost me $2.50, and I will be starting this at $15 on Whatnot. It's really cute. I love this. And then next, another sweater. I don't know if it was another one of these. Yeah, it also has like one of these taggy guys on it. This one's marked at $36. Look at that. I know, far away doesn't do it quite as much justice. Look at that. This one's really soft as well. So we've got that zipper at the back of the neck, which, you know, you got to love it. Look at this. Look at that zipper. That's really cool. It's like sort of streamlined. So cool. And here's the tag on that. Fully fashioned. And this one was marked at $20 because somebody was smoking something, but I only paid $10. And then of course I got 20% off of that. So like $8 I paid for this. So this is another one. I'll probably just start this at like 15, even though really that doesn't make me any money, but I think it's just like a cool sweater. I think it's a $15 Whatnot sweater for me. So we'll have faith in Whatnot. Now the final item, I paid too much money for this, but I love it. And if I put it on Whatnot, I am going to be starting it higher, of course, because I have to at least pay for it, you know. But it's so cool. This is another house coat. Obviously, I'm in love with this print. That's no surprise to anyone. It's phenomenal. Buttons down the front. Buttons, yeah, buttons pretty much all the way down. Half sleeves. Wait do you see this tag? Look at that tag. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Fifth Avenue robes. I don't know if whoever priced this stuff saw Fifth Avenue and assumed Saks Fifth Avenue, which I don't think that's what this is. This was priced at $25 and it was not on sale. So I did get 20% off of that. So 10%. So I got like $5. I paid like $20 for this, which is, in my opinion, too much money. I mean, it's not. It's too much money for me to put it up on Whatnot, and it's pricey for the thrift for what this is. And also compared to like what I normally pay for similar items. But I obviously, like, I didn't hesitate. I was like, okay, I guess I'm paying $25 today for this thing. I think this is amazing. Look at it's so long too. It's phenomenal. I may put this up on Whatnot, like I said, but I would be starting this at least at $30. So probably more. I mean, at $30, I'm barely making anything on that. I don't know. We'll see. Just because of how much I paid, I might have to hold it off for Etsy. Like I would normally put something like this up on Whatnot happily, but because I paid $20 for it, if I put it up for 30, at that point, like $10 before I've paid any fees, you know, like it's just not really, like if I sell something on Whatnot for $10, after fees, I get like $8 maybe, you know what I mean? Like it's just not, whatever. We'll see. Figure it out. Anyway, that's it. That's everything I got today. So I obviously have to do a lot of work getting this all loaded up into Whatnot now, and then I have to photograph all of it, and everything's going to be a big mess, but hopefully it'll be a fun mess. I do have some really phenomenal pieces. Wait, look. I just saw this. Oh, hold on. This is like on the salvage edge of the house coat. How cool that is. That's just fun, you know, like it doesn't necessarily add value one way or the other. It's just fun to see that kind of stuff. All right. I do have a lot of fun pieces. I have a handful of other fun pieces that I'll be adding in as well. But the majority of what I'm going to be putting into Whatnot tomorrow was all just shown to you right now. So I have a lot of work to do. Thank you so much for watching this. I hope that you enjoyed it. Let me know if you have any particular thoughts about stuff like tag remnants or like you can tell that it's old by looking at it with the fabric, all that kind of stuff. So I hate the saying of like, if you know, you know, but it's one of those things like over time you gain experience. And then at a certain point, you're just like, yeah, you can tell by looking at something. And that's not a really great way to like sell it to someone else, but it's just a collection of data points that you pick up over time that kind of like contribute to you being able to recognize things without really understanding what it is that you're recognizing sometimes, you know? Therefore, if you know, you know. So thanks so much for watching this. I will see you again soon.